Welcome to NFL World. When the NFL starts and ends, I'm your host Jacob. Going to happen. Our first game is Miami at Buffalo. Now, we did a recap portion yesterday and said the Miami Dolphins look bad and there's problems with their defense. I don't think that's figured out in 4 days. The last time we saw the Bills, they scored 30 points and they beat the Jets 30-10. And each time that they are doing this game, they do a game. This Bills Dolphins night. They did it last year, doing it again this year. It's not going to work. I think this will almost be a mercy rule kind of game. The Bills will just destroy the Dolphins. The Dolphins haven't played well on either side of the ball. They gotta be better in run defense. They are not. They gotta be better in pass defense. They are not. They don't tackle very well. And on offense, the little things they don't do well. Tua is missing pass protection stuff. There was one, they played the Colts in week 1. He doesn't identify when the guys on the end is going to come, is going to go right down. Like, the guy's just going to blitz, and he's unblocked. No one blocks him. And Tua gets destroyed. Literally, as soon as Tua grabs the ball, he's getting sacked. No one blocks him. Like, this is problem. This is a massive, massive problem. And I think it will continue. Give me the Bills to win a similar score to what they did against the Jets, 30-10. That's my score. Next up, we got the Rams at the Eagles. The Eagles are favored by 3.5. Let me explain the favoring system if you aren't aware of it. You get 3 points when you're the home team. I don't know why it's considered 3 points, but it's 3 points. So chances are, if you get more than 3 points, they think you're better. If you get less than 3 points, it's because they think you're worse. That's how Vegas figures it out. They're giving the Eagles 3.5 points. It's minus 3.5 for the Eagles, plus 3.5 for the Rams. However you want to look at it. The over-under is 44.5. It's not. The Rams are 2-0 as well. But the Rams haven't played great. They've been decent. I think the Rams will be better this week. I think the Eagles have to show something on offense. They showed defensively they're good. I want to see their offense actually have an explosive game. Because the running attack, it's not been great. They had 60 yards the first week with Saquon. They had 88 yards in week 2. So it is on the rise. It just has to keep moving forward here. It has to keep going up. And for the Rams, they have to show defensively that they can stop Saquon Barkley, that they can stop Jalen Hurts, they can stop this passing attack that hasn't gotten going the first 2 weeks, but is on its way. That's going to be right there sooner rather than later. You got to figure out how to stop it. The last time these two teams met in this stadium, it was a snowy day. It was snow on the ground. Saquon ran for over 200 yards. This is the Rams' opportunity to beat them. They were 0-2 against the Eagles last year. This is their opportunity to beat them. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I got the Eagles winning similar score to what they play like against the Chiefs, 20-17. But I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams win. I'd be intrigued if the Rams win, but I wouldn't be surprised. Next up, the Pittsburgh Steelers go to Foxborough and face off against the New England Patriots. The Patriots get plus 1.5 44.5 is the over-under. I got New England winning this game, and I'll tell you why. The last week, I know it was Miami. New England, their offense played really well. Drake May played very well. The run game looked good. The defense was pretty solid. They didn't give up 30 points. They gave up 27, but you did a good job there. You scored 33 points on offense. The Steelers, I don't like their run defense. For 2 weeks, they've had really bad run defense. When it was against the Jets, they couldn't stop Breece Hall. When it was against the Seahawks, like it was Charbonnet, all these different contributing factors. Okay? You can't do that. Especially like it's not even like you gave up a lot of yards. But when you give up like if you give a second and 5, a second and 5 play, and you give up 3.5 yards to the running back, it's not a bad play for the defense, but at the same time you gave up nearly the entire yardage. You almost gave up 4 yards. So that's what it feels like the Steelers are doing. It feels like the run defense isn't very good. They're betting a lot on their passing offense, which I don't know how good Aaron Rodgers will look. I would assume he has a good game, but I got the Patriots winning this game. I got him going 28-21 Patriots. They win 2 in a row. The Steelers lose 2 in a row. And then we'll see what happens in week 4, but I don't think Pittsburgh wins this game. Next up, the Dallas Cowboys go into Soldier Field to face off against the Chicago Bears. The Bears are favored by 1. Again, how these things work, you're given 3. If Vegas thinks you're worse than you are, they get rid of a couple points. Or if the other team is really good, they might even just give them the points. Like that does happen too. We'll see that at some point in the season. But -1, give me the Cowboys. And give me the Cowboys for this particular reason. The cornerback room of the Bears is decimated. Similar to the Cowboys, but it's decimated in a different way. The Bears, Jalen Johnson, out indefinitely with a groin injury. Jordan Schultz reported he could miss the entire season. So that is terrible news. You have a corner already who was injured. You already have a linebacker who is injured, who hasn't played. You have a defensive tackle who played but is injured with a knee issue. You got too many injuries on this defensive side of the ball. That's not good enough for your team. You couldn't stop the run. You gave up 52 points to the Lions. Your offense scored 21. Yeah, sure, but we all know that last touchdown was almost window dressing. That's all it was. Dallas, they put up 40 points against the Giants. Yes, they gave up a lot of points, but they put up 40 points against the Giants. They nearly have 300 yards of passing offense a game. You gave up almost 500 yards through the air to Jared Goff. And you gave up you gave up about 380 and Dak and the Cowboys are almost have like 390. I can't even remember the exact, but you give up too many passing yards. You let the team run all over you in Detroit. Detroit couldn't run the ball the week before. All of a sudden they can run the ball perfectly. It was fine. Dallas had 100 and I think it was 135 yards on the ground against the Giants. And I think the Giants' run defense is better than your run defense. That's how bad this is. Dallas is going to win this. If Dak Prescott gets 300, they're probably going to win this game. Like that's how this is going. The Bears, I do not like what they're doing right now. This is not a good enough team on defense. And the Cowboys defense is not much better. The Cowboys defense can't stop the run really consistently. We've seen the stats; they're not that ideal. Even though those are more of the quarterback runs they struggle with, but they do factor in. They haven't been good against the run. They've been better in the interior, you can't admit that, but they've just not been good against the run. That's the reason you brought in a guy like Jadeveon Clowney. That's the reason you do those sort of things. I look at this team, if I'm the Bears, and I say, we got to perform. This is the defense that we can perform against. If we can't win this game and we can't have good offense and we can't do anything, we're not good. This Ben Johnson offense has to put everything out that they got. Every play call they have, every misdirection, exotic, gadget play, whatever they want to call it, every play they got. Let's go. Put it all on the table and let's see what we got here. And to me, I don't know if they win this battle. I think the Cowboys win this 35-28. But I think the Cowboys, what they do defensively, will determine this outcome at some point. They have to find a way to get a stop in big parts of the game. They have to find a way to have better pass defense. They can't blow all these assignments over here. They got to be better, more efficient, and also go and force some turnovers. Go attack. Go blitz. They didn't blitz a lot. Blitz. Go blitz Caleb Williams. When he's under pressure, he's not been as good. Go blitz him. Just go blitz. And if you're expect everything to happen. Expect that Bears defense to try to come after you and go make some plays and get that offensive line done. Hopefully pick up some of those blitzes. I have the Cowboys winning this game, like I said, 35-28. Sunday Night Football. Kansas City Chiefs at the New York Giants. Giants getting +6, and they're at home. That's how bad the Giants are. This is the Chiefs' first home, in my opinion. This is their first game they win. And the reason I describe this as a home win for the Chiefs is because I do not see the Giants winning. The Giants' offense, even though they had 400 yards against Dallas, they had 450 yard passing, they got 85 yards rushing. Like, that was good. That was really good. But is that more indicative of the Cowboy defense or the Giants' offense? I think it's more indicative of the Cowboy defense. The Chiefs can't do anything on offense. But defensively, they've shown they're pretty stout here, even though it's not been perfect. I think they get on track. The Chiefs win this game against the Giants 28-7. That's all I can say about it. Final game, Monday Night Football. The Detroit Lions on the road against the Baltimore Ravens, who are favored by 4.5. Give me the Ravens. I do not trust the Lions right now. They played the Packers. They were they didn't know what they were doing. They had no thought process. Their offensive line was losing the battle. Yes, I know Frank Ragnow retired. I get that. But they were losing the battle against the Packers. Jared Goff didn't know where he was. He was making all kinds of weird mistakes. They couldn't run the ball, which is the reason why Goff was making mistakes. Their defense was not good. It was too many problems. But then they played the Bears, and they looked awesome. I wonder if what we saw in week 1 was the mirage, or what we saw in week 2 was the mirage. Because, in my opinion, until the Lions show me what was the mirage, I'm taking week 2 as the mirage. Because you scored 52 points, but the week before you couldn't score 20. Like, that's something that tells me either week 1 was the mirage and they weren't ready for that game, or week 2 was the mirage, in which case we're going to see more of the week 1 Lions, in which case I have the Ravens winning. Because the last time these two teams faced each other, and the last time the Ravens played against the Lions in Baltimore, the Ravens beat the Lions, and they beat them senselessly. And the reason they beat them senselessly was because the wind was a factor, and that caused so many different problems to the Lions. And I don't think it'll be necessarily windy, but I don't think the Lions are as good of a team as they were the last 2 years. So give me the Ravens to win this game. And I got a 28-14 score. The Ravens win. They got to find a way to win on this offense. So they got to be much better on their offense. Much more efficient. Run the ball. Derrick Henry cannot have 23 yards. Run the ball. Especially against this Lions team, where I believe you will have great success running the football. Run the ball. Run the ball. Use your play action. You will beat the Lions that way. 28-14 is my score. The Ravens win. Let me know in the comments who you have winning this week. And what record is your favorite team currently at? For NFL World, I'm Jake Peter. Out.